Let's all go to the lobby. Let's all go to the lobby to get ourselves a treat.
Do you want some coffee, Mr. Tully?
Do I? Yes, have some.
Yes, have some.
There we go. Hi, everybody. I was like,
small.
my last words were, "Don't botch this." And I botched it.
Oh, yeah.
It's all
We could be
good.
smaller.
We can be small. Hey,
Yeah.
small, big. Listen, no shaming of size here
Whatever.
or height.
It's whatever.
It's whatever.
Yeah, we support you.
Yeah. Hi, everybody. Welcome to the show. My name is Craig. Welcome to Yes Have Some Podcast. We're back live on Monday. Had a week off that was not planned, but I had what we like to call professional wrestling indecision. I had been back and forth for 3 months on whether or not I wanted to go to Monday Night Raw. And of course, like the day of, I was like, Abby,
Yeah.
get in the car. And she's like, why? It's 8 a.m. I was like, oh, at 7 p.m. tonight, get in the car. We're going to see WWE. And Abby, we had a great time, did we not?
Yeah, we did. It was actually like the highlight of maybe this year so far. It was a lot of fun. I kind of like what?
It's only been a couple weeks.
It's only been a couple weeks. So yeah,
yeah,
it was my
like,
favorite night. Well, I'll say this: it was a much needed night of entertainment and like connection with other human beings and watching people do things at their best and like have fun and buying merch and celebrating the things that we love. And yeah, I had a great time. It was awesome.
Yeah,
Got to see CM Punk come out and didn't see Rhea Ripley fight, but did get to see we saw Jey Uso's entrance, and that was something to behold, and I'll never forget that. So
That was crazy.
yeah, very cool.
So big fun week of wrestling. Shout out to Skylar Davis, who we saw at the show. Abby, I think we took a picture with him on your phone. We got to post
Yeah,
that in the
I gotta
Discord.
post that on YHS. Yeah.
So we had a great time, and then thanks to everybody who entered the Royal Rumble pool that we did in Yes Have Some Group Therapy. Listen, if you're not in the Discord on Patreon, if you're not on the Facebook group, if you're not paying attention, you're going to miss out on these amazing opportunities. Jacob, you did not win the Royal Rumble this year. I'm very sorry.
I'm a little upset by it, but you know what? You can't win them all, so it's okay.
That is what they say. Jacob, how's your week going?
It's fine. It's Monday, so far so good. Got a busy week.
Yeah.
I got let's see. I got my airbrush compressor in the mail today. So you know, because I definitely have the time to start another hobby.
Yeah.
Right.
I'm going to learn how to paint toys, and yeah, day's been good. I watched I got home from work and then I watched a movie that I had never heard of until a few days ago called Backcountry.
Okay.
It's about a bear attack based on a true story, I guess.
How was that?
I became aware of it because I was making a list for Letterboxd, a killer animal movie list, and I was only going to put stuff on there that I've seen and that I liked, but Backcountry kept popping up. I was like, what is it? People were talking about it, saying that it was pretty intense. So I was like, I'm going to watch this, and I watched it, and the actual like attack itself is fine. It is a little gross and well done, but everything in the movie before it and everything in the movie after it was like pretty boring. So
pretty boring. Okay.
I think it's maybe worth it for the like big scene alone, but I gave it a 1.5 on Letterboxd.
Dude, by the way, I've been looking at Jacob's Letterboxd a little bit.
Yeah.
Jacob, you are funny. Your star ratings, you'll be like, hey, this is not what you type out, but you'll basically be like, you know what? That movie was pretty good. I enjoyed myself. 2 stars.
Okay, let me explain that.
What's your rating system?
I actually have a lot of stress when it comes to the like star rating part because you only get on Letterboxd, you only got 5 stars, right?
Right.
So you got to think like if Jaws and Ghostbusters are 5 stars, I can still like a movie and it be 2 stars. That's not 2 to 5 is not a big jump.
See,
So like when I go to give a movie 3 stars, I'm like,
yeah.
3 stars? This is like dead. That's dead in the middle. So under that is not.
I treat it
Go ahead.
I treat a star system like a letter grade. Like 5 stars is an A, 4 stars
Same.
is a B. That's how I would think about it. Because
Yeah.
I think it's too hard to. If I see a movie that's really great, I get it. 5 stars has to be reserved for.
Yeah.
Like I can't. I really like John Wick and I really like Back to the Future. I can't give them both 5 stars.
Well,
you know?
I have movies on here. Let me pull up my Letterboxd. I have movies on here that I really like, that I would even say that I love, but I give them like 3 stars. That's in the. That's like it's in the middle. What am I supposed to do? There's too many movies out there to only have 5 stars, and everything has to fit in there.
I also don't like a 5-star rating. I've always preferred a 4-star rating.
That's what Siskel and Ebert use.
Right.
Makes
well,
sense.
that's pretentious.
They actually
Come
use,
on.
If a movie deserves it, then it deserves it. Yeah, I don't know. It's just I understand that it looks like, if you go to my Letterboxd and look at my ratings, it is a lot of like 1.5, 3, 2, 2.5. I gave Amelia Perez half a star.
Oh wow!
But Varan, the last kaiju film I watched, also got half a star.
Okay.
But then here we go, Inglourious Bastards. That's a 5-star movie.
That is
It's
a
got
5-star movie.
I just can't. I don't know, man. I don't think 3 stars means bad. It's just like,
that means like pass, like adequate.
Yeah.
You're having star anxiety. By the way,
Yeah.
I think we should. Siskel and Ebert have both passed away, and they originated the 2 thumbs up. I say we bring it back for YHS. We get Rotten Tomatoes verified. 3 thumbs up is the best a movie can get.
Yeah. I mean, if Letterboxd would move up to like a 10-star system, I think it would make it easier.
Right.
I'd feel better about giving more movies like
you
5
could be
stars.
more judicious and like exacting.
Do you fall asleep daydreaming about being interviewed by Letterboxd on a red carpet and what your top
I don't
4
sleep,
would be?
Craig. I don't
All
sleep.
right.
But yeah, I mean, I was watching some of those yesterday, like other people do their, and I always think they're fun, but I hate when they're always like they're movies that you you just can't.
Eye rolls.
Yeah, I'm like, you just made that up. Like,
but what's
give
his
me
name?
a movie I know.
You know who I saw? What's that? Jack Quaid. He's in Scream, right?
I watched his. Yep.
Jaws was his number 1.
Jaws was number 1. Yeah, good for him.
There you go. Abby, how's your day going? How's your life
Good.
going?
I wanted to throw in on the Letterboxd conversation though. I'm getting stressed listening to Jacob talk about how judicious you are about like giving stars to movies, because as I've gone through, because I'm kind of late to Letterboxd, I've been just trying to add every movie that I've seen, and by the way I've been doing that is just going through like some of the best of lists. So as I went through like some of the must-see horror movies, I went through a series of like probably 6 or 7 movies where I was just like 5 stars, 5 stars, 5 stars. These are like classics. I have yet to actually give a movie like a low star grade or like do a full review. So I'm kind of looking forward to doing that stuff.
Yeah.
But yeah, I feel like I'm probably a little bit more like, like that was a great one. This was a great one. 5 stars. Well, I've only given out 5-star ratings, nothing else.
Well, that's what I did. That's what I did until this year. I would only, so I was only using, I have the pro version of Letterboxd, like the one you pay for. And I was only using it to log what I was watching. I wasn't doing reviews. I wasn't rating anything. I just wanted to be able to have a list at the end of the year of like, here's all of the time you wasted this year, So, but then, I like reading other people's reviews, and I said, you know what? Like, social media is getting really weird. Letterboxd is really fun. People's reviews are really fun. And I found myself more often like just going to movies that I know are insane and just reading people's reviews, like just reading regular people's reviews of insane movies. And I was like, you know what? I'm paying for it. I want to treat it different this year. I'm going to start rating and reviewing every movie I watch. I just have to, because before I would only rate and review. Like if you looked at my Letterboxd, it was like Jaws is rated and reviewed. Like the only the
Right,
movies
yeah.
I really love.
Right.
And I was like, that's boring. I need to be doing this for everything. So
Yeah. Well, that's really fun.
That's cool.
It's a great if you're a movie fan, it's a great way to kind of engage with the hobby of like, it's almost like collecting. You're collecting your reviews
Like yourself.
well,
by the way,
also go ahead.
I was just gonna say I've been thinking more about physical media lately. I've been thinking more about maybe picking up some Blu-rays and some. There's a bunch of bunch of new 4K Tarantinos out, and I'm just like, ooh, I need there's like, you see it at Walmart. Like Target got rid of their DVD section, but Walmart's upped their game. There's like all these new steelbooks and slipcovers and special releases, and you talked about that Terrifier VHS last week, so. I feel like we're in like a physical media moment right now, which is
I agree. I've been doing the same thing. I just put a CRT TV in my bedroom along with a VCR DVD combo, and I've been watching just like all kinds of shit that I've had and kind of neglected or hadn't pulled out in a long time. But another thing that I like about the Letterboxd app is it has it just has the option to make lists, and a lot of people like make really funny lists where it's like, hey, here's a bunch of movies that somehow have the same actor doing the same thing or something, but that's where I made the animal list, and then they have a watch list. You can add movies that you just want to see to the watch list, and it will like alert you when they hit streaming or something like that. So I was like, that's just a very good way to keep
That's the
track
feature I like the most, is the watch list. I've added a lot of stuff to that. It keeps them in my mind so I can easily access, like when we're just sitting on the couch thinking about maybe watching Parks and Rec. It's like, no, let's watch something.
I actually looked through your watch list and I was like, oh, I have a couple of these. I could just
You have a couple of those?
Yeah, I was like a couple of
I
these
love when that happens.
Yeah.
Thank you.
So one thing that I really liked was last night watching the Grammys, and Margaret Qualley was there, and
new show coming soon.
She was dancing with Taylor Swift and the whole night. She's married to Jack Antonoff, the music producer. And somebody had a really funny comment. I was like, it's just crazy that she's at the Grammys dancing, knowing that naked Demi Moore is just like dead at the apartment as she's out enjoying herself. So anyways, I've been thinking about this. As much as the substance grossed me out, I just want to watch it again because I think about it all the time. It was great.
Yeah, it has that balance of like, it's grotesque, but it's also like beautiful and shiny and like full of energy. So I agree.
So listen, let's do our YouTube shout out segment here. That we want to thank you guys for tuning in. Like, we're starting this live YHS weekly show on a more regular basis on Monday nights. We're still kind of working out the kinks and figuring out the time and everything, but we appreciate you guys being here. We love your comments. Keep them coming. We'll shout out everybody now. And if there are any super chats or questions or anything like that, we will definitely get to those later in the show. So let's go ahead and do that. Adam Cumuler is here. Hello, Johnny Cock, Sean Parks. Sean says, love from England, guys. Listening to YHS and Toy Anxiety is one of my favorite things in the world. You are awesome. I love you guys so much. That is so nice. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you. It means a lot.
Brian Brink is here. He says, with a 5-star rating, 3 is a cop-out. Force a choice on the scale, good versus bad. I like that. It's like Lost, good and evil. Matt Bush is here. Mark from Carm 6. Bo Posky, Cool Daddy, Tony Durbano, Video Power Gaming, Stephen Lawrence, Hall's Heroes HQ, and Matt Bush is here. Chris Bouchard is here. Thank you guys all for hanging out live. Listen, let's give a little bit of a breakdown here. YHS Podcast. You can follow us on social media at YHS Podcast on Instagram and X. We have the Patreon, patreon.com/yeshavesome. You can get exclusive bonus audio every month. And as well as access to the Discord. That's the only way you can get into the YHS Discord. So whether you come through the YHS channel or the Toy Anxiety channel, the Discord is where there's great conversations happening about toys and Ghostbusters and Star Wars and everything all the time. You can learn more at patreon.com/yeshavesome. And on a whim the other day, last day of the month, I got it in. I dropped a 45-minute solo bonus pod in the middle of the day. Forgot to turn on my microphone, so it's all through the MacBook mic. But I had to get some shit off my chest. No, I had a great time actually doing that. I was being very reflective on what is, we didn't do like a big anniversary episode this year. We will next year for our 10-year. But this week, it's our 9-year anniversary. And I was thinking about 9 years of Yes Have Some. We've done a lot. We've been a lot. Think about how many movies have come out in the last 9 years that we've covered. Like, we've had 3 Ghostbusters movies. We've had a ton of Star Wars movies and shows. We've had like the entire second half of the MCU. We've had the DC universe has started and stopped 12 times since we started this podcast. Like, it's just fun to think about. We've had, we Scream 4 came out 5 years before YHS started. And since we're going to talk about Scream a little bit tonight. We're about to have Scream 7 is coming out. Like, I know it's silly. I know it's crazy that these franchises just keep going on, and everything's rebooted and sequelized. But for us, it's great. Keep it coming.
Oh yeah, content. Keep it coming.
So we appreciate you guys. We appreciate everybody's support. Jacob, did you watch the Final Destination trailer?
I did.
Okay. Now, Abby didn't get a chance to see it yet.
No.
But Jacob, let me ask you something.
Mhm.
I don't want to spoil the whole thing, but it takes place in like a piercing tattoo parlor.
Yeah.
Has that ever happened to you at work?
Sometimes I wish. No, it has not.
I don't know. Those movies are fun, and we'll see.
I think those movies are generally pretty fun as well. I've seen them all. It's weird. It's like, clearly whoever made that has never been in a tattoo shop or has 0 tattoos, does not know how any of it works. You would never do a tattoo in a shop with lighting like that. Makes no fucking sense.
You would never tattoo in a shop that is lit like a Blumhouse movie?
There's no cover on the on the armrest. He's like
Okay.
piercing, and I don't know. None of it makes. I was like, this is someone who has no concept of tattooing, but whatever.
Mhm.
Right. Having said that, it was a heck of a teaser trailer.
It was fun. I thought it was fun.
It was fun.
It was definitely like a ride. It definitely takes you on a ride.
Takes you on a little bit of ride. And then Abby, last night you were excited. I was going to bring this up real quick because I just wanted to. We got a bunch of different topics we're going to cover, but the M3GAN 2.0 teaser dropped, and I knew what it was when it was starting, and you didn't. But the Chapel Roan song was playing.
I quit. Well, we were watching the Grammys.
Yeah.
So I was like, "What?" I don't know
you guys
what this is.
actually watched the Grammys?
No, we fast forwarded through and went to specific acts that we wanted to watch, which was most all of
Okay.
them.
Who? I don't have. I have no idea who performed.
Will Smith's son. We just want to see that house on his head.
You just wanted to see the house
No,
on
I was there
Haunted
for all
Will.
the girls, Apple, Charlie, and Sabrina.
Yeah, Sabrina
Okay.
Carpenter,
Oh,
Chapel Roan.
Okay, cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, they all
But-
performed. Chapel's performance was really good. You might want to check that out.
It
Actually,
was great. And then her songs featured in the M3GAN trailer.
hell yeah, feminine nomenon. Yeah, when I saw this, I didn't know it was M3GAN, but then as soon as I saw the digitalized like face with the eyes that are so uncanny and strange, I was like, oh my god, it's my girl. She's back. And I feel like this movie, this movie is self-aware of the effect that it had on like what audience loves it, which it's a big, it was a huge splash in the gay community. And I think it's awesome that the movie is getting a sequel and that it's going to be really fantastic from the looks of it. It's just a little trailer, but you see M3GAN with attitude. It's like very pop star-esque.
The bitch is back.
The bitch is back. That's what I needed. I needed Charlie XCX on WWE, and I needed M3GAN to come back, and I'm really happy about it.
I'm a little annoyed that it's not M3GAN versus the Meg.
Oh,
That would be fun.
Hey,
you had
listen.
your way, Jacob.
That would be fun.
First of all, we all know Megan too. It's going to make a lot of money. This is a franchise ripe for 12
Well,
movies.
you
Megan
know-
versus Chucky, Megan versus Freddy.
Yeah.
Well,
she's
you know,
like,
you
it's
know what
a
I like about it.
movie. Mm-hmm.
I like that they're literally pulling a Terminator 2.
Yeah,
And
they've announced
Megan's the good guy this time.
The Protector. Yeah.
Yeah. So I think that will be fun. That
I think
first
it's gonna
movie's so
follow-
silly.
It'll probably follow like the Fast and the Furious. Like the way those movies are is every new bad guy by the next movie like joins the good guy
joins
team.
the team.
Because there's another
Yes.
threat even bigger. Like that's just
Yes.
the way it. But
then-
yeah,
And then by
Yeah.
the time they get to like part 6, Megan is in the Fast and Furious movies.
I mean, let's.
They're just
like,
the
why
same.
not?
They're just the same.
Yeah.
Vin Diesel's like, I want you to meet my new car. What do you mean
It's
meet your
Megan.
car? It's Megan. Megan's a car.
She's also family.
Yeah, I mean, Megan was better than I was expecting. It's a movie I've only
I
seen it one
revisited
time.
that movie. I enjoyed the second time watching it too.
Yeah, so it's gonna be big. It is gonna be big, but I think there's like room for that in horror, right? Like not everything has to be
Sure.
like auteur, elevated
I mean,
horror.
I'd prefer for some things to be like it reminds me of like it kind of reminds me of the later Leprechaun movies or
Child's
Child's Play when it got weird, or even
Yeah.
like Jason X, it's got that kind of like silly.
I don't watch old movies. I can't hear Jason X without saying I don't watch old movies anymore. Hey, also announced today, Sony picked up the rights to distribute the new horror movie Bring Her Back, which is the follow-up to Talk to Me. It's not a sequel to Talk to Me, but it's the next movie from those directors. And so it'll be cool to see what they follow up that movie with. They
Cool.
were attached to do Street Fighter, but that's not happening anymore. So but anyway, so before we get into anything else, Abby, anything else you want to cover? Or we should
Yeah.
get rolling here?
Yeah, just happy to be here. I've been looking forward to it all day. This is my time to hang out with friends where everybody knows your name. I was singing that to get myself hyped for this. I was like,
We've been watching Cheers. Although
Okay.
we're like 10
we're
episodes.
taking our
in.
time. We
Well,
want to have a large
how-
amount of content to watch.
I'm imagining that. Now, this is just a guess. You can tell me if I'm wrong. If
Mhm.
I had to guess, I would say there's probably 6 seasons of that with like 48 episodes per season.
I think there's 9 or 10 seasons.
Yeah.
Okay.
And they're definitely full. I think the old standard was like 24 or 26 hours. There's hundreds and hundreds
Right.
of
There's a
episodes.
lot of it.
Yeah. It's what they call a wall of content.
Yeah. And like
Are they 30-minute episodes or are they like 45?
Yeah,
minutes?
but with like commercials, so you get like 22 minutes.
Okay, so like 20 minutes.
You're in, you're out. It's
Mhm.
great. But like we're early. Like Frasier's not even on it yet.
Wow.
Like it's early.
Dr. Fraser
But
Crane?
DF
Yeah, there's no Frasier. Waiting on
DFC?
some of those characters.
DFK, I don't know. KFC, whatever his name is. Dr. Fraser Crane.
Crane. C.
Crane.
Crane.
Crank.
Dr.
I
Fraser
thought it
Crane.
was Dr. Fraser.
You find
Crane.
out, you're like, when are they going to reveal that he's Crane?
You
When
Right,
does
right.
Turtle show
watch all the
up?
way through.
They're in the bar. He's like, "Yeah, you imbeciles."
You're like, wow, there's a lot of backstory to this Ninja Turtle show.
Ah. Oh my god. No, Craig. Go to the bar. I don't know. Do bar things. Hey, can we talk about Scream real quick?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
All right, listen. Let me roundtable this. Abby,
Yo.
where's the Scream franchise in like your horror pantheon?
It's pretty high up there. I would say that Scream, it was a movie that I believe you introduced to me as kind of like this is a reverent. You all right? Like
Sorry, this a piece of a pod racer just fell on me, which is a sentence I
that's
said
pod
before.
racing. Yippee!
All right, keep going, sorry.
It's okay. So you introduced me into the Scream franchise, and it was kind of like the way you brought me into the Christopher Nolan verse, Dark Knight universe. You're like, this is a big deal. Like before we
Give me
sit
a
down
lot
and
of
watch
credit
this.
here.
I remember it pretty vividly, and I also remember watching it, and loving it. Just like really, really, enjoying the dialogue, the way that it's written, how snappy, how cutting and sarcastic and funny it is. And yeah, there's so many seminal, like, iconic things that movie did with like killing Drew Barrymore off in the beginning, and
Spoiler.
sorry, spoiler guys, my bad. But I just remember absolutely loving it, and I still have been a steadfast fan. I watched the other movies, and yeah.
Scream was such a big deal to me when it came out because it was the first time a horror movie ever felt like it was for me. Like I was in 7th grade, all my friends were seeing it. I was too scared to see it, but I saw it when it came out on VHS. I lied to my friends. Like, Craig, have you seen Scream? I was like, yeah, I loved it. So don't worry about it. Let's not even talk about it. I loved it so much, but I was so scared because I knew the whole thing. Like, I don't remember why, but I remember being like, you don't want to know who the killer is, but it was somebody spoiled it for me. On the first 3 Scream movies, I knew who the killers were going into those movies, which that sucks.
Who did that?
Idiot friends, dumb people.
Those people aren't your friends.
Yeah, you have better friends now.
My parents were like, can't you hang out with kids who do drugs and rob liquor stores? That would be much better than friends who are spoiling Scream for you all the time. So this franchise has like gone on, and like we've talked about Scream a lot. We've covered the last. I think we did full reviews of the last 2 movies. Like in general, like the first one is, like Abby said, it's iconic. It's one of the great slasher movies of all time. It kind of redefined the genre at a time where the genre really needed to be redefined, and it was really cool that Wes Craven was like. You don't see that a lot with directors where they do something really important and then 10 or 15 years later, like they do it again.
Yeah.
And it's, like
they have their finger on the pulse, or at least he does, to the point where it's like, oh, I think it's like the slasher genre had kind of died out, and it was like it needed a reboot and like a self-awareness, which is what this movie had, like with the rules, etc.
Yeah. So, and we've been pretty hard on the last couple Screams, I think. Like Jacob, like we were talking about it earlier, like they're not, like, our opinion, but not great.
I mean, I don't know if that's us being hard on them. I think they deserve the. They're bad. They're bad. I mean, the first Scream, I think, is truly. Hey, next time I watch Scream and I go to rate it on Letterboxd, Scream gets 5 stars.
I think Scream 3 stars.
Scream is a 5-star
That's one that I
movie.
gave 5 stars to myself.
Now, Scream 2 and 3, I would not say that they're good, but they are fun.
Okay.
But they're not good movies. Scream 4, 5, and 6 are all terrible. They're terrible. They're bad.
For some reason, I thought you liked Scream 4. Am I
don't know
wrong?
why you would think that? Of course.
I feel like the last time you
I
watched
think
it,
you like that one, Greg.
let's go to the Letterboxd. The Letterboxd doesn't lie.
It's not.
Jacob?
It's not in there.
Yeah.
Those are bad. Those are bad movies. I can't. And I got really excited for Scream 6. I wore my Ghostface mask to the theater.
That was for Scream 5.
Was that 5? Maybe
Yeah.
that was for 5.
By time 6 rolled around, you were like, this isn't going to be good.
I was excited. I rewatched all of them. I was like ready to go. And yeah, I just thought they were both pretty bad. And I can't really imagine that this one all of a sudden is going to be
well, let's talk
different.
about it. So
Okay.
so Scream 5 and 6, I rewatched 6 today. So the new characters were the Carpenter sisters, okay? I bet you didn't remember those names.
No.
Jenna Ortega and Melissa Barrera. They were originally going to come back for Scream 7. There was this controversy with Melissa Barrera's commentary about what was going on in the Middle East. She was basically fired from the movie. And it's kind of hard for me because like I think what happened to her was like really unfair and like it was like classic like Hollywood just gut reaction, whatever, and like no nuance, yada yada yada. Having said that, I just watched Scream 6 and she's not very like her. Everybody in that movie is better than her. Like her and Jen Ortega. Like I know she's everywhere, but she's very talented. Like she's a good actress. Like there's just a different level of acting there, but that's besides the point. Kevin Williamson, original writer, creator of Dawson's Creek. Am I right?
Yeah.
He's he's directing this one for the first time. And there's been this like kind of shroud of mystery around this movie. There's a ton of casting news. They are adding new cast members every day to this movie. There was Ethan Embry was added today. He's not even in this article because this article's 2 days old. There's like a bunch of new cast members, but the big news is the biggest news is they have announced that Matthew Lillard is returning. Somehow Stu has survived. We'll see. Let's just start with that because I know there's a lot of theories. Like we're gonna get into some spoiler territory for the other Scream movies, so it's all good. Abby, where are you on Stu in the first Scream? Does it make sense to bring like we know Billy Loomis came back as like a weird as flashback dad?
Yeah, flashback dad.
In Scream 5 and 6. What is it? Does this mean it? Does this get you more excited? Less excited?
I mean, I'm always game for like an original star returning just to like see them again and like in that role. But if it doesn't make sense to the plot or if it defies logic, then I don't think it like serves the plot of the movie, which would make it a less good movie. To have to shoehorn somebody in or like create a ridiculous like survival story. I like Matthew Lillard a lot. Really like him actually. And it would be cool to see like everyone back together and we're really doing it. But I don't know.
We're all dead. It takes place in heaven.
Yeah. I'm curious. But I'm tentative about it.
Well, that's the only reason. Well, that's the only reason they announced the casting. I think it's a really stupid move to announce if you're going to bring back a character that died in the first movie. Let that be like a fun reveal. Why just announce it? You know why? Because the Scream movies are bad and everybody knows they're bad. So they're like, we better announce this to get people really curious as to what we're doing so they come to the movie.
Well, first, I will say this. I'll push back a little bit in the sense that I think...
Don't push back.
Oh, I push. The last two, not great. If you get into the Scream like fandom, like on Reddit, it is wild in there. There are die-hard Scream fans. Like there's people who treat Scream like we treat Ghostbusters.
That can't be true. That can't be true.
I know someone with a ghost face tattoo.
Yeah, I do too, because the first Scream is a masterpiece.
Yeah.
Nobody who has a Scream tattoo says my favorite Scream movie is Part 6. Nobody.
They're always talking about what's the actress Hayden Panettiere from Heroes?
Yeah.
What's her name? Her name's like Piper
Kirby. It's Kirby.
Kirby. You guys think Kirby's gonna be back again? Like, because the one I was just watching, Kirby's in. I was like, oh, I can't believe Kirby's back. This is insane. Even though I thought it was Piper. Neve Campbell's back. She famously sat out for 6 because of contract dispute. She's back, but it's like
good.
She's in 6 of 7.
Right. Exactly.
And not it's Neve Campbell. She's amazing, but like, what else? Of course she's back. What else is she gonna do? So let's just kind of go through some of this cast. Neve Campbell, like we said, Courtney Cox back. They haven't announced David Arquette yet, but at this rate, he did die. And
friend of the podcast.
Yes, we met him last year. Courtney Cox is back. By the way, I was laughing really hard at Scream 6 when Gale Weathers shows up and she's just it's the exact same thing. She's like, Jen Ortega just punches her immediately for writing a book about Scream 5. Okay. Mason Gooding, part of the core 4. I will say this guy and Jasmine Savoy Brown, the brother and sister,
They were good.
They're better than Jenna Ortega and Melissa Barrera. They're more. This is how I rank everybody in the core four by their acting.
Yeah.
So they're both back. Matthew Lillard, we just talked about. Scott Foley from Scream 3, the director, didn't see this one coming. Kind of weird, right?
Kind of dead, right? Also
Definitely
a
dead.
dead character.
Yeah. Wonder what the timeline is for this. Like, how is
Well,
this?
let's get like as we go through this, like there's theories. Like, is this going to be like an AI thing? Are they going to do the new Nightmare like meta thing where everybody's just playing themselves?
Mm-hmm.
Because that was I told Jake the other day, what if everyone's playing like a version of like the actors are all in it?
Yeah. Like it's a
And-
horror house at Halloween Horror Nights or something. I don't know.
The most meta
Yeah.
thing they could do, Jacob, I told you this, is they do New Nightmare where it takes place in our world and all the actors are being killed off and it's revealed
Like
that
a
the
Scream
killer,
reunion, like a Scream
yeah,
convention.
we're going to a convention,
Mhm. Yeah.
Yeah, it's Days of the Dead in Atlanta.
right, at the Sheridan.
Which we've been to, and Matthew Lillard was there.
Exactly. But wouldn't the best thing ever is if Melissa Barrera was the killer because she's pissed from getting fired from Scream. So she
mean-
goes and murders the whole cast.
I mean,
That would be meta.
great. That would be great, but it's like all of the fun little weird ideas that people are thinking about or the theories they have, they might sound cool and all, but it's just like they're gonna do whatever the least cool one is. They just will. Whatever these actors are actually doing in the movie. Well, I'm worried that instead of producing a like, oh, that was different, it's gonna produce like a groan from me. You know what I mean? It will be like a.
They're gonna be
okay,
like,
cool.
it's Stu, but you can tell he's AI because he has 7 fingers. Oh. Joel McHale was announced as Mark Evans. So if you remember, Patrick Dempsey played a character named Mark that was married to Sydney.
And now she's married to a different Mark.
She's now married to a different Mark who
That's so weird.
We got a new Mark.
early on favorites to be the killer, right? Like, look at him.
Boyfriend
looks like
always.
He looks like the killer in a Scream movie.
Well,
Yeah.
he looks like every killer in every Scream movie put together.
Yeah, he looks like
Yeah.
Scott Foley. He looks like
The killer's
he's got
AI
some-
in this movie.
He's got some
and it's him.
Oliphant in there.
he's got Timothy
Timothy
Oliphant.
Oliphant.
He's got some Jerry O'Connell. Oh, he
Oh,
wasn't
yeah.
a killer, but he's in there.
Yeah,
And then he's also got Jack Quaid, the guy we talked about earlier.
right.
All right, I'm into it.
Yeah, whatever.
This movie's gonna suck. Okay, and then some new cast members: Mark Consuelos, Isabel May, who's playing Sidney Prescott's daughter. I'm not familiar with this actress. And then Celeste O'Connor,
Yes.
Hey,
and then
I literally forgot these two were it. Oh, wait,
McKenna
not this
Grace.
guy. Yeah, I completely forgot these
Yes,
two
this
were
is where
cast
it
in
hits
this
home.
movie.
All right, what are the odds that McKenna and or Celeste
Sorry, McKenna.
are dead in the first scene?
Or one of them's the killer. Like, I can see them casting McKenna as the killer. She
Yeah.
seems like the kind of actress that is, she's sweet and innocent and like
Right.
it seems
she'll
like they would be
slit
like,
your
oh,
throat.
it would be fun making this person the killer. I could see that.
Right.
And then
And she has the acting chops. So I could see that for sure.
Anna Camp,
All right.
who's from Pitch Perfect. And so it's a crazy cast. It's a huge cast. And like I said, they announced Ethan Embry today. You might remember him from a ton of movies, including
Lots of stuff. The very God, what is he in?
Can't Hardly
He's in
Wait.
Tons of shit. Can't hardly wait. Yep.
Nick Papagiorgio. Thanks,
There you
Vacation.
go. There you
Okay.
go.
So listen, giant cast. Who knows what they're gonna do? But they're kind of running out of gimmicks. Like, they've left
Well,
Woodsboro. They're back to
yeah.
Woodsboro.
I mean, that's what Halloween, Friday the 13th, Nightmare on Elm Street, they all run out of gimmicks. And
It's true.
whatever, that's why you just make another version of the same thing. Who cares?
Mhm.
In my brain, and I don't think this is real by any measure, but I've created this thing in my head where there's like a rivalry between McKenna Grace and Jenna Ortega, even though there's not. But because they're just like two up and coming actresses who've gotten a lot of work in the last couple of years, and I bet they go up for some of the same parts, even though I think Jenna Ortega is probably 4 or 5 years older than McKenna Grace. Having said that, Jenna Ortega not scheduled to be in this one. McKenna Grace is in, so I'm just starting drama.
Win one for McKenna.
Big win for McKenna here.
Do you think there's going to be a popcorn bucket?
A Scream popcorn bucket?
Yeah.
Ooh.
Yeah, it's going to be
I want a stab popcorn bucket.
Okay.
That's cool.
Let's round table. We'll move off this topic. What's your ideal Scream /stab popcorn bucket?
Well, I think it would just be cool if it's like the killer holding a knife, but he's holding a popcorn bucket, and it's got the stab logo on it, but it's an actual popcorn bucket.
Okay.
I like that.
Simple.
I think it would be cool to do the phone from the first movie that Drew Barrymore's on, to have like a pull out antenna.
That's a good idea.
Yeah. Or to play off of the popcorn that she makes on the oven in some way.
I got another idea.
Yeah.
Well, if you're going to do it from the first movie, it has to be Drew Barrymore's boyfriend, Steve. That's what
I was just about to say.
You were going to say that?
I was literally just popped in my head, and I was going to say it should be dead Steve, and you eat the popcorn out of his stomach.
Got it.
Or, I mean, dude, by the way, I might watch Scream tonight because I'm thinking about how funny the last 20 minutes of that movie are the most fun you can have in a movie.
Mm-hmm.
Like,
well, I watched I watched Scream I feel like I watched it not that long ago, the first one. And it's just really, when you've seen the movie a ton of time, I mean, even on your second watch through, it's like super obvious that Stu and what's his name are the kill. Like, it's like they barely try to hide it. And it's funny watching it on a rewatch, being like, oh, these guys are idiots.
Yeah, they're both, dude, Billy especially. I didn't kill anybody. I love when he says that. I love when he says that. Leave her alone. Get it? God, I wanted to be Stu so bad. I thought he was the coolest human being that's what I was going to say. On the Reddit Scream community, there are people who argue back and forth on whether or not Stu was the one who killed Tatum. And people are like, he would have never done that. He loved her. I'm like, you guys.
No, it was 100%. That's why he did it. It's like
that's why it's fucked up.
Yeah.
I mean, anyways, there's a lot of Stu stands out there. Okay. Hey, I'm gonna mention this real quick. We won't go into too much detail on it because we got other stuff to get to, and we're gonna talk about it in more detail.
Okay.
Tomorrow night on Toy Anxiety. But we'd be remiss to not mention that Mondo has teased the next Real Ghostbusters release. This one is Boogeyman. It's going to be part of the Boogeyman Egon Spangler 2-pack for the Real Ghostbusters. It's going to go on sale this week, likely. We'll have more details tomorrow night, and maybe even some exclusive images. I can't promise anything, but I'm promising that we're going to have them. Because I already have them, but I'm not going to reveal them until tomorrow night on Toy Anxiety. But I'm very excited about this. As a good looking figure.
That picture's scary. I don't know if I want it in my room.
This photography is awesome. I can't, dude. Okay, real quick, Jacob. 6 years ago, I take this picture, I give it to you. You see Mondo Real Ghostbusters and a huge Boogeyman toy. What, your mind is blown, is it not?
No, I would have been like, well, I thought Mondo was going under. That's probably what I would have said 6 years ago.
2 stars.
2 stars. No, yeah, I would have been freaking out, dude. It's crazy.
It's gonna be good. So we'll talk about that on Toy Anxiety tomorrow night, live at 9:30 p.m. Eastern on the Toy Anxiety YouTube channel. All right, Jacob, well, you said you had some topics to get to.
Oh, I just wanted to talk to you guys about the Jawsfest situation, because I know a lot of people don't know about it.
Mm-hmm.
And
I would venture to guess most of our listeners might not even know what Jawsfest is.
Well, there's been two official Jawsfests, and that's it. There was one like in 2005, I believe, and then they did one in 13 maybe. I don't know. I didn't go to the 2005 one, but I did go to the second one. A lot of fun. It was very cool. But there was
just for context, this is a big Jaws celebration.
It's
on
like
Martha's
an
Vineyard.
official, yeah. It's the official Jaws Martha's Vineyard. Like it's the thing you would want to go to if you're, Jaws person.
It's like Star Wars Celebration of Jaws.
Yeah, but it's not something they do every year. They don't. I don't think the island really loves it. They probably love the money, but like it's just not really their thing. The one I went to, I had a lot of fun. I really enjoyed it. It was a really cool thing, but it did have a little bit of a Ghostbusters fan fest thing going on. It had a little bit of that, like charging some people for some things and not charging others, and like trying to fill spots really, just like it wasn't the best.
Little chaos.
Yeah, it was a little bit of chaos behind it. A lot of complaining afterwards. But Jaws' 50th anniversary is this year.
Right.
So there has been rumors for a while that maybe there would be, one more Jaws Fest for the 50th anniversary. And last year, rumors keep ramping up, nothing official. There's a couple like Jaws groups on Facebook that people talk about, you hear things. And now a couple months back, there was like an event proposed to the like Martha's Vineyard, city council or whatever. There was an article in the like the Martha's Vineyard newspaper about it, like detailing things, and it sounded like from that first article, it sounded like this is probably not going to happen. It just did not seem like something that was super feasible. There was a second article that went up, and they outlined like a sort of detailed proposal of like what the event would be.
Okay.
But what the problem is whoever was behind the proposal, they're not very like logistics of things. They don't. It's clear that they don't quite understand what kind of like work,
what kind of an undertaking this
exactly.
would be.
So they're proposing a lot of things that they're like, this is impossible to do. We could not do this on the island. We could not do this in this spot. So after the second article, I was like, oh, this definitely is not happening. It would be this year. It's coming up. There's no way, nothing's officially announced. There's no way this is going to happen. But then there's this other guy, and I'm not going to say his name, but he's been trying to get some events happening the same weekend, and he was successful in getting an event to take place the weekend of the anniversary on Martha's Vineyard. It's like a meet and greet that's going to happen at Jeffrey Voorhees' restaurant, The Wharf.
Do we eat there?
We did eat there.
Nice. Classic.
Cool.
But the thing is like, it's just a little like meet and greet autograph thing. It's not like a super crazy event. There's going to be a few Jaws people there, but they're people you can get if you were to, go to conventions. It's just not like it's not like a travel for kind of deal.
Right.
But the guy is kind of like a bunch of the groups have had to like warn that he's not a part of any official. It's not an official, universal event. It's just like a little thing that this person got set up. And there's like a lot of people flying from all over the world to be on Martha's Vineyard because they think there's going to be a Jaws Fest.
We're talking Fire Festival.
Yeah, it is. It's a really weird situation because in the Facebook groups, there's a ton of people who were like, "Got my hotel for the weekend," and it's like nothing's planned, and people are like asking about what else there's. You just constantly are seeing people who are like, "Hey, how does the ferry work?" Like, I got my plane tickets, I got my hotel tickets, and it's like, guys, there's no event. There's like not a real. There's gonna like. You can do like clearly there's Jaws stuff to do on the island.
Well,
I
like we
think-
went a couple years ago, and like if you're a Jaws fan, you're gonna get something out of going to
Mhm.
Martha's Vineyard just from being
Yeah.
there.
And
Mhm.
I think they have like a tour thing set up so like you can rent a tour or whatever. But they also posted this week that they can't get the rights to show Jaws that weekend.
Oh my god.
Universal has like put a
They're like,
put
no,
a
this isn't
hold on
official.
the thought is that the movie's probably getting put back into theaters for that weekend or that
Right.
week or
Okay.
whatever.
They want to make
And when they
money.
do that, they don't license it out because they don't want anything competing. So
Yeah.
I saw them post like, "Hey, we can't get the movie license to show on the island." So like you won't even be able to watch the movie unless it's like officially showing at the theater that's on
Mhm.
Martha's Vineyard that weekend. So it's just weird.
So
There's
the
like-
Martha's
Like someone will
Vineyard,
do a spirited retelling of the movie.
I'll do that.
I'm thinking of
The-
Chris Pratt on Parks and Rec.
the website has the meet and greet with
This is the meet
Jeffrey
and greet.
Voorhees.
Yeah.
And then there's Martha's, there's some stuff at the museum, but like this is not an event. Like when people think of an event, they think of,
Yeah.
a destination, and there's
Mhm.
guests and all the
An
stuff.
itinerary
Now the stuff that's at the
website.
museum, the stuff that's in the museum, I think is always at the. I think you
Just
can
there,
go
right.
anytime and
Yeah.
see the
Right.
stuff in the museum. The Jawsfest I went to had panels all over the island in filming locations, panels with people who worked on the film, actors, Carl Gottlieb, like all kinds of people that were actually involved. They showed the movie on the beach. There were
Right.
there were events all weekend in different spots. One of the things they were proposing for the Jaws Fest is they wanted to have the whole event. Do you guys remember when we went to like where all the cliffs were, the cliffs that
Yeah.
kind of broke away and it was
Yeah.
really beautiful, and that's the area that when they were filming had the billboard. They were
Okay.
trying to make the whole event happen there,
Right.
Mhm.
but they were like, you can't have that many people in that area. There's only one road going in and out. It makes no sense, But
Right.
so like it's just weird. It's
Well,
kind
in
of falling
general-
apart, and
In general, it's a logistical nightmare to like Martha's Vineyard is not like the most easily
not,
accessible
yeah.
place. You have to take a ferry to get there. It's an island,
Mhm.
right?
Yeah.
Like so
Yeah.
I feel bad for people who are getting a little like listen, I mean,
I think
I'm sure
people are gonna get I think there's gonna be some mad people, and
Sad comments.
I mean, this might sound shitty. I'm a little relieved there's not a Jaws Fest happening because, at the beginning of last year when I thought it was happening for sure, I was like, great, I got to figure out how to go to Japan and Martha's Vineyard, within 6 months of each other.
right.
Because I was like, am I going to just miss what might be the last official Jaws Fest ever?
Right.
So the fact that it's like kind of falling apart, I'm like, all right.
Yeah,
Well,
yeah.
it is all about
I
you.
don't have to
Don't
try
wanna
to
be
get
there.
there. It is all about me, but
Well,
I know
listen,
that's so
the other
possible,
thing
but-
is like it's the 50th anniversary. Like everyone's very old or has passed away, and like if Universal's not involved, if it doesn't have like the backing of Spielberg and you can't show the movie, it's just is it worth doing at that point?
Yeah,
Yeah.
should you be charging or having
I think there's
Fighting
probably going to
too.
be. I think there's probably going to be some Jaws related announcements throughout the year that will be very exciting. I might know about a couple of them,
Mhm.
but as far as like an event, I just think it's not. It's not
Right.
this year. I would love for
Dude.
us to get back to Martha's Vineyard at some point, but
Just call me
I really liked being there when there's like nothing. You know what I mean? You just get to like do everything. That was a
I think
super fun, relaxing trip.
That was an awesome trip.
I
Most
think
of
I'm growing out of I don't want I feel like I would rather just relax and do something on my own time than like even like
Yeah.
okay, there's panels. Like I don't even know if I care
Cares.
anymore. Like I like what
Well,
is
see,
like, you know?
I'm I would want to get like any autographs or anything, but at this point, I think I have, other than Steven Spielberg, there's not many people from Jaws that are alive that I don't have. You know what I mean?
Right.
So it's
Mhm.
like Spielberg and John Williams, and those two aren't happening.
Yeah.
J
But other than that,
JW, John
JW,
Williams,
yeah.
Jurassic World.
Cool.
Abby,
Yeah.
do you have anything to bring to the table tonight? We're already almost at an hour. This is
Yeah,
crazy.
almost an hour.
We've covered some ground.
Other than the fact that I'm glad we're not like roped into going to that anniversary thing that you're talking about, Jacob, and like stressed ourselves. I'm glad that's not
Yeah.
happening. But yeah, no, I'm here. I'm excited for Megan. Like I said earlier, I loved watching the Grammys last night. I love awards season. It's something to get excited about.
Should we all do our Amelia Perez review?
Maybe for Patreon.
That'd be fun.
Go follow me on Letterboxd. It's on there.
Yeah,
I'm not
that's-
going to talk about that movie, and I gave it a full review on Letterboxd.
I love that.
That's good. That's healthy to get your voice out there.
Yeah.
You gotta have a voice. Just to put a button on the thing we're just talking about, putting on a big event is really hard. It takes literally years of planning. It takes infrastructure. It takes money. It takes investors. It takes people invested. Like, it takes volunteers. Like, you can't just. Yeah, I feel. And then Jaws is such an international community and such a huge movie. I feel bad for the people who are like going to travel in from like across the world expecting or hoping for like an event.
Yeah,
so,
that's where you start to feel like, yeah.
We'll do our own Jaws Fest.
Let's do it.
They need it. Yeah.
They filmed Jaws 2 in
Waynescott.
Florida. So,
dude, let me know
do
when
it.
Michael Caine's doing a one-man show in the Bahamas. I'll be there.
Hell yeah. That's a good trip. That's a trip.
I'll be like,
go.
Mr. Michael Caine. Tell me about that time when you were like worried that Bruce Wayne was gonna die, but then like you went to that island,
but instead you
and then you saw him, and like, but you guys didn't talk. He just kind of like nodded. Did you like that?
What an asshole thing to do.
What were you thinking when you nodded?
What were you thinking when he nodded?
I wish they did a cut of the movie where Michael Caine goes like, he looks up and he's like, you know, like a what the fuck?
Yeah, like a second take.
No, dude, there's a whole post-credit scene where he just like sits down with them, and Bruce is like, oh god, here we go.
God, got a third wheel.
It's like, yes, I know you promised Thomas Wayne, blah blah blah. Blah.
He's like, hey, like, remember earlier in that movie when he thinks Bruce is dead, and he gives that, like, he's crying his fucking eyes out at his grave, giving this like, I hope he's like he goes to tell Bruce that he did that, and Bruce is like, yeah, I was there, I saw you. He's like, I was in a tree, I watched.
Yeah, he's like, I was having a 48-hour sexcapades with my new girlfriend. Anne Hathaway.
Oh, you remember Catwoman, right? The lady who sold me out to Bane, you know, she basically told him to break my back. Remember that?
She's my girlfriend now.
She's my girlfriend now.
It's complicated.
Talk about a toxic relationship. I need you to apologize for selling me out to Bane. I'm serious.
Remember that time she sat there and like literally watched that whole thing happen?
Yeah.
Remember that time she stole your mom's pearl necklace and just refused to give it back? Hey, by the way,
sucks.
No, hold on, wait, whoa, hold on. I gotta show you guys something.
Oh my god! All right, guys, so that's the show.
That's
I think we're gonna call it. Where's this end?
We're gonna call it at 59. 59.
Our good friend Borzu was an extra in The Dark Knight Rises at the football stadium.
Yeah.
And he gifted me official screen worn Gotham City Rogues merch.
because he couldn't bear the memory. He was like,
No.
"Get this out of my
Yeah.
house."
Fuck, dude,
Yeah, he
Rozu,
needs
he
distance.
likes that. He likes that movie. We talk about it all the time. He's always telling me about his Hot Toys Tumblr, and we have a lot of fun talking about it. This is, dude, I might wear this is my Halloween costume next
You
year.
can't wear that.
I can
Yeah,
wear this.
It's your role
Don't.
play.
It's Under Armour.
I know.
Here
but
we
don't
go,
wear
Rogues.
new
Here we
stuff.
go, Rogues. All right, anyways, I love Dark Knight Rises, and I'm glad that I own this. Okay. Jacob, anything else?
Oh, I feel like we need to acknowledge on the show that the Galactic Cruiser is becoming office spaces
Ooh, those are some small offices, y'all.
because that's insane.
All right, let's talk
Oh,
about
Do you
it.
think they're gonna
Yeah,
leave
all
it? You
the-
think they're gonna leave it themed? Like let
Dude.
it stay? Like, are they gonna have to eat lunch in that dumb cafeteria with that blue lady singing?
She's like,
Hi, thanks for calling
it's
Disney. Hold on, let me punch it.
yeah, you're trying to work, and there's just the captain's like, welcome aboard.
Welcome to the yeah, that shit. Yes.
It's got that kid from the Goldbergs working
he's
there.
there.
yeah.
Talk about
You're
the trip
working,
of a
you're scanning
lifetime.
cargo.
You're like, what? How was work?
Holy
Pretty
shit.
immersive experience at work today.
Very
I was
immersive.
really immersed.
Isn't
so for
this
those,
insane?
so for those who don't know what we're talking about, the Star Wars Galactic Star Cruiser, which was the big swing and a miss from Star Wars and Disney, the themed hotel, extremely expensive, lasted less than 2 years. They shuttered it. I mean, this is like theme park lore already.
I'm so
Um,
mad we didn't get a chance to go.
I mean, it sounds like Jawsfest on a.
I know, but
it
don't
sounds
you?
so bad.
I wish we experienced it.
I wish we
Here's-
had. And for anyone wanting to, Jenny Nicholson has a channel and has really good.
Here's
videos
what I'll
for-
say. Here's what I'll say about it. Anybody who went, when you hear their reviews, they get that high pitched voice. They go, actually, I had a great time. Actually, like I think if you're a Star Wars,
small confined space.
I think if you're a Star Wars fan, there's actually like a lot you'll get from it. Actually,
Yeah, I
It's just
love
like,
not seeing the sun.
Yeah. The new characters are really cool.
Yeah, you're like part of the story. Like their voice just gets so damn high. They're just lying. So they're basically going to turn it into, Office Space. They're gonna just gonna,
Mm-hmm.
it sucks.
Yeah.
It's just so weird. I can't wait to see what the office like. Is it gonna just look like regular
Oh yeah, they're probably gonna gut
office?
it.
And they're gonna gut it and then just man.
Yeah.
You want to talk about?
All those memories.
But the thing is like when they rolled it out, everybody was like, "Oh, this is not the way to do this."
Yeah.
Everyone was like,
Well,
this is
it's-
crazy expensive.
It's sort of a I mean, like, say what you will about like some of the shows, but it just kind of rolls the entire Disney Star Wars experience so far, like into one little, you know what I mean? It's like a microcosm for the entire like
Yeah.
it's like, yeah, of
Look
course
at
this
this.
is what of course this is what Disney did to Star Wars.
This
Yes.
looks like Thursday night at Dragon Con. This does not look like
Ugh.
something you'd pay $3,000 for.
No.
Like, look at that dude in the front with the
No.
orange hat. He looks like he's having the worst day of his life.
Yeah.
You can't be
well,
in an immersive situation if that's what
The person in front of him is literally on her phone. Is that what she's doing? It looks like she's looking down at her phone.
That
Well, you
person-
need to, according to the videos we've watched, where like your phone is part of like your play. So you got to find out who you've like interacted with and who you're supposed to message. And like,
Weird.
that's not immersive.
I would-
And original characters are not going to like make the price point work. And yeah, the design is really not that imaginative. It's very crowded and cramped, which is something that I would not want to be a part of. The idea of not having free will to leave, to do your own thing and have free time, and like that works against me. I had no interest in going to something that's like
I
planned
think
out.
if we would have went to this, we'd have probably just been sitting in the room the whole time. I could totally see us just.
I
Like, "We're
probably
going
would
out."
have like figured out how to leave.
Well, you
at
can.
some point.
Okay, hold on. You can leave,
I would have figured out how to get him to let me out.
but like I think like the big misfire here is to assume that an immersive hotel experience in the Star Wars universe like is supposed to be like, oh, this is like you're on a luxury cruise liner in the Star Wars. No. I want to be in Tatooine. I want to be
Yes.
at the fucking cantina, and I want to
There's-
see like
Yeah,
there's
New
a
Hope's
way to
not
do
about
it
a luxury
that's-
cruiser, and like that.
You
Those
never-
aspects of the Star Wars world have never been appealing to me. Continue.
Well, that's what I was gonna say. You never even see. When do you ever see anything in Star Wars that's like new and shiny, and like only when you're on like Imperial ships in the prequels. Other
Yeah,
than
the
that,
aesthetic is
everything's
lived in.
dirty and broken, and yeah. So whatever.
And they tried it. Oh, they released that book where they were like Han and Leia went on their honeymoon on the Galactic Star Cruiser. I don't want. Leia is too busy
Fuck that.
they
That's
did
so.
not.
being a rebel to go on the Galactic Star
To go
Cruiser.
on a honeymoon? Yeah, like
Hey, if
anyone
they-
wants that.
If they want to build something in Disney World that's from Star Wars to be immersive,
Mhm.
give me Dex's Diner or get the fuck out of my
Yes.
face.
Hey, by the
Jolly
way, Harrison Ford, they're all doing the press for the new Captain America movie. I saw today somebody asked Harrison Ford who would win in a fight between Hulk and Red Hulk. He said Greedo.
I love that stuff.
Hey, when's that come out?
I think in a week or so.
Ooh, it's not boding well, is it? I haven't heard a ton about it.
I don't know. I want it to be great.
I'm gonna go see it. I'm gonna go see the Red Hulk.
Mm.
I
All right,
want to go
let's-
see. Hold on. I want to go see how they make another Hulk story without the Hulk.
That's what they're good at.
That's
what
what
they've
they
been
love
doing.
doing.
Mhm.
All right, so here's the deal. We're gonna figure out what our coverage is gonna be. There's a lot happening this week.
Yeah.
We appreciate you guys being here, by the way.
Mhm.
Did we
appreciate
figure
everybody
tomorrow
listening.
out?
Not yet, because there's not an official release time yet. So it could
I
be
think-
9 a.m. It
I
could
think
be noon.
I think there is. I think I saw it.
Could be 7 a.m.
I'm pretty sure they posted a 5-second teaser of the
Yeah.
teaser with the
Yeah.
time
Okay.
on it.
So tomorrow we've got the Fantastic Four First Steps trailer. We're gonna try to get on and do. I would love to do a live, react, like not watch it and do a reaction, but we'll figure it out. We're gonna stay tuned for coverage this week. Fantastic Four giant trailer tomorrow. Wednesday we've got the Jurassic World Rebirth trailer. ScarJo is coming to the park. Abby, where is this going to be? Like, I feel bad. I just don't have much hype for a new Jurassic World movie right now.
No.
I want to be excited though.
No, like they have jumped so far past and over the shark that it's in territory that is unrecognizable.
The
It is
Mosasaur.
7 a.m. tomorrow.
Okay.
Did you guys see the 3-second Jurassic World teaser?
I did.
To me,
I
that
have not
3
looked.
seconds looks better than anything in the last 3 movies. But
Dude,
it's 3 seconds, so
I
it's-
love. It's very rare in my life are the tables turned between myself.
I
and
mean,
Jacob
listen,
Walsh,
it's
where he's
3. It's 3 seconds. I don't think that Jurassic Park Part 7 is going to be good, but from those short 3 seconds, it looks like it has a very different tone than the last 3. We'll
Hey.
find out on Wednesday, I guess.
That's what they're saying. They are saying that this is a total shift back towards
Well,
the original, and I
there-
think it's a good thing.
There was an interview with what's his name? The guy who did the screenwriting for the first Jurassic Park,
David Kep.
David Kep, who did the screenwriting for this one, saying that there was a sequence from the book that they put in this movie. He was like, "Hey, we couldn't fit this in
Oh.
the first movie. It's going in this one." And I'm like,
Do you think
"Oh,
it's going to be where
Well-
the dinosaurs are going to? I don't know if I should say that. But where raptors are taking babies from their cradles.
I doubt that. I doubt
That's
that.
the one part I remember.
I mean, the first thing
That's
the first
awesome.
thing the first thing that I'm thinking of is the T-Rex river.
The
scene,
T-Rex
because
chasing
that
the
is
river,
like
yeah.
because that's a famous
Yeah.
it was famously cut out of the first film, and it's a really tense part of the book, and it's what the ride is based on. But well, I guess we'll see.
Nuking the island. Could do it the first one, but I guess that island's gone.
Well, we kill Jeff Goldblum. We kill Ian Malcolm.
John Hammond dies again.
I don't know. I'm excited to see the trailer, but I don't have high hopes for any of these movies, Craig.
Mm-hmm.
Fantastic Four, whatever. Like,
No, I think it's going to be good. I love
America.
The cast.
So what? I love the cast of the last 10 Marvel movies. They all suck.
They don't all suck. We got to quit painting with broad brushes.
No, which one doesn't suck?
Deadpool vs. Wolverine doesn't suck.
That one doesn't count. It is not part.
semantics.
It is not part of the over. I mean, it is, but it isn't. It's its own
All right, hold
thing.
on. The last 5 MCU movies. I'm just gonna find out what they are. I actually probably know what they are off the top of my head, but
Well, it's I don't know what it is.
all right. The
So
last okay. God, I'm gonna eat all of my words. Okay. Listen, before we talk about the last 5, we should note that the next 6 are Captain America: Brave New World, Thunderbolts, Fantastic Four, Avengers, Spider-Man, and Avengers.
Doesn't matter. What were the last 5?
All right. Deadpool, Wolverine. Let's just do
Okay,
thumbs up, thumbs down.
That one's
Thumbs
good.
up. The Marvels. Not good.
What's next?
Oh, okay. You guys are actually doing thumbs. Okay.
Yeah,
Do
did
it.
thumbs down. Bad.
Guardians
What's next?
3.
We're doing thumbs.
Guardians 3 up.
Yeah, sure.
Give them fireworks. Come on.
Right here.
All right. Ant-Man.
Thumbs
It's
up.
the
Quantumania.
third best Guardians movie.
Oh,
It's the heaviest, and yeah, it's harder to get through than
all
the
right.
other.
Ant-Man 3. Quantumania. Bad.
Thumbs down. Thumbs down.
Black Panther. Wakanda Forever.
Nah. Thumbs down on that as well.
Thor: Love and Thunder.
Thumbs down.
Doctor Strange: Multiverse of Madness.
I made it rain.
It's a thumbs mostly down, but a little fun.
Okay.
Little fun thumb.
Little
think
fun, but not great.
Just a little thumb.
little fun thumb.
Excuse me.
Little fun thumb. Never hurt anybody.
Fun.
Okay, so uneven phase 4
It's
was.
Very uneven, yeah.
All right.
Mhm.
Hey, that was fun. I enjoyed what we just did.
Me too.
Yeah.
All right.
We should
Well-
play thumbs up, thumbs down more often.
Let's play thumbs up, thumbs down.
I told you guys we're bringing 3 thumbs up is gonna be the new YHS thing, or 3 thumbs down, or
3 thumbs
That's
up.
when AI steps in. It's 3 thumbs up.
It's all of us have 3 thumbs on one hand. That's actually a funny thing. We call it
That's a
3
good
thumbs
idea.
up, but we all
That would
have
be-
instead of 1 thumb from each of us, we all have 3 thumbs.
3 thumbs.
Listen. I think what we'll do
3 thumbs up.
is a new YHS for year 9, a new thumb system for movies. And the highest a movie can get is 3 thumbs, or
Okay.
you know. And if you're like, oh, YHS gave it 2 thumbs up, you might think, oh, that's good. Like, no, it's actually.
It's actually in the
6.
middle.
And then we'll get a shirt. We'll get a 3 thumbs up shirt. And we'll put it on the merch store, which I'm going to plug right now. If you want to get your YHS merch, you can go to shopyhs.com. We're going to add some new designs, but we've got our classic logo tee. We've got the
Ooh, I like
VHS
those.
style logo tee. We got the Toy Anxiety logo.
Comfy sleep shirts.
We got the YHS Wolf Pack. We got some good stuff on there. So shopyhs.com if you want to support us. We would appreciate that. And you can show all your friends how many thumbs up you give us. I want to get a fun design for our new movie rating system. I'm
A
excited
fun thumb design.
Mm-hmm.
fun thumb design. So, okay, guys, this was fun. Thank you everybody for being here on a Monday.
Yeah.
We
This
appreciate
was
it.
very thumb.
Thumbs.
That was so thumb.
That was very thumb.
Thumb and Thumber.
Nah.
It's done. We're done. Abigail, I'll give you the final word.
I love you all and thank you for being here. I love talking about movies. It keeps me going and it grounds me. And I am looking forward to watching movies tonight that are on my Letterboxd list. And
Oh
yeah, keep
What's
watching
what's your
movies, keep hanging out.
say your letterbox count? What's your letterbox count?
Splash capital S _ mommy capital M.
And then mine
So-
is just Jacob _ Walsh.
Cool.
I don't.
Yeah,
Mine's
it's the same
probably
as
just
my
my name.
Instagram handle. And yeah.
Oh, mine's probably YHS Craig.
Okay.
That's probably what that is.
It's not Craig the Owl.
Nah, dude, that's old. That's old school shit.
Yeah, it's from his band.
Why do you got to do me like that? Why you do me like that?
Why are you doxing him?
All right, everybody. We'll see you next time. Thanks for being here. For Abigail Gardner, Jake Walsh, my name's Craig Goldberg.
Bye.
Don't forget to hit that subscribe button.
Bye.
And bye. Okay, hard
Bye.
out. Bye.
3 thumbs.